Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to my channel. In this video, I want to show you at-home hip mobility exercises with no equipment. Alright, so I put a post up last week asking you guys what you wanted to see from me. And 83% of you chose mobility routines. So I thought I was going to show you a couple mobility exercises today for the hips. So before we get started, I want you to understand what the word mobility really means. And the best way that I would define the word mobility is to take your muscles or your joints to the end range of motion and apply an external force on them. So in English, what you're doing is you're strengthening your joints at their end range of motion. So we're using flexibility and strength. This is what mobility truly is. So let's get into the two exercises that I want to show you. All right, so just so we're clear, this isn't a follow along video. I just want to show you the exercises so that way you know what to do and then you can implement them whenever you want. So our first exercise is going to focus on internal rotation of the hip. So this is called a four pose or a shin box. This leg right here is externally rotated, but this leg right here is internally rotated. What the movement looks like is this. We start in our top position, we come down, and then we lift back up. The goal is to be pushing this internally rotated leg into the ground, very lightly at first, building it up over time. We want to make sure that the entire inside of the front foot will remain pressed into the ground. We come up, and then we go down. We come up, and then we go down. You're going to do this for 10 to 12 repetitions. On the last one, you're going to hold this bottom position, not allowing your butt to fully come down, and we want to hover. 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Then what we would do is work the other side. So now I'm going to go into my four pose or my shin box on the other side, starting in that top position, making sure I'm pushing this internally rotated leg into the ground, and I'm coming up and down. So to make this movement easier, what you'll do is you'll use your hands. So you can use both hands to help yourself come up and down, or you can use one hand. Eventually, over time, you'll be able to do this with no hands. Once again, you want to do anywhere from 10 to 12 repetitions for 3 sets. So our second exercise is now going to work external rotation of the hip. And we're going to have to start out in this lunging position. So one leg is going to be lunging forward as the other leg is back. I'm going to do my best to try to keep my knees over my heel, and I want to try to straighten out that back knee the best that I can. From here, I'm going to place my hands right at about the line of my toes on the left and right side of my foot, and then at this point, I'm going to externally rotate the leg, and I'm going to do these dynamic pumps where I go out and back, out and back. As I'm doing this, as I externally rotate the leg, you'll notice that I'm flexing my toes up towards the ceiling. So again, we'll do anywhere from 10 to 12 pumps. And on the last pump, we're going to hold this externally rotated position. And then from here, you're going to either come up onto 4 fingers or 3 fingers or 2. But basically what we're doing is we're loading our hip in this externally rotated position and holding it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. We can step together. Now I'll lunge back with the opposite leg, and I'll give you guys a different view. I'll give you the front view now. So you can see how my hands are on both sides of my foot. My palms are in line with my toes, so it gives me enough room to externally rotate that front leg. So I'm doing my pumps, and as I'm doing so, I'm keeping my toes flexed up towards the ceiling. Once I get to that last magic number, 10 or 12, I'm going to hold that position, and then I'm going to come up onto 2, 4, 1 finger. Once you get stronger over time, maybe just one hand. But again, the goal is to load your hips in this externally rotated position. So you can couple those two exercises together because what we're doing is we're working that internal part of the hip and we're also working that external portion of the hip. So we want to make sure that we strengthen both sides. That's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you watch the video that's on the screen to learn more ways to incorporate movement into your everyday life. As always, I am Mini Movement Man saying be kind to one another and move well. Peace.